Where there is no vision, the people will perish. Happy birthday, Manifest on Purpose. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to the Manifest on Purpose show, and I am honored to be your host, Kimberly. I am here to help you elevate your mind to a higher state of consciousness. Can you imagine that? I appreciate that you're spending your time and energy with me today. That means so much to me. And thank you for all of those you've decided to share this with. And thank you for subscribing here on our YouTube channel and on the website at Kimberly.com. Before we get into the conversation, because today is really the birthday celebration for the Manifest on Purpose show. But before I get into that, before we get into the celebrations and start popping bottles, let's hear our Astro-Numerology forecast for today. And that is courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Thursday, January the 30th. The sun is in Aquarius. The moon is in Aquarius. It's a one universal month, a four universal week, a four universal day, with one more day down and one more day to go before February arrives on the scene. Today puts you in the best position to carry out your intended plans to a large degree. However, because you're now in the unpredictable sign of Aquarius and passing through an unpredictable week, an unpredictable day at the same time may appear to be a little confusing to say the least. Try not to let it worry you, since part of today may actually be a blessing in disguise by day's end. Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, and those born on the 1st, 4th, 10th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, and 28th, 31st of the month are likely to be the ones in complete agreement with you. Once again, that is the Astro-Numerology Forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 app. You can find that app on astar8.com. That's ASTAR, the number 8.com. You can also download it on Google Play or the App Store, or go to linktree/numbers and you. You heard the forecast. We have 1 month down and 11 more to go. Do you have your roadmap for the year? It's not too late to get your personal forecast for the year so that you can determine how to navigate through the rest of 2025, the year of the nine, to make sure that you are already prepared for what's in store for you. You can get that forecast along with your compatibility report, your personal report, your business report, or you can get a private consultation with myself, all at Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com. And while you're there on the website, make sure that you check out the guided meditations that are available, and just take a look around the website. You'd be surprised at what you may find there. Once again, that is Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com. Now let's get into today's celebration. First of all, this is a celebration because I'm excited to be on this side of the microphone. Some of you may have noticed that for the last couple of months, I haven't been posting consistently on the podcast platform itself. I haven't been doing as many audio recordings. I've been doing more video posting on YouTube than I've been doing audio posting, and I kind of miss the audio. And I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days because I feel like with the audio version, I'm able to get across to you more than I can on video because for me, it's a little different when I'm on video than I am just behind the mic because there's so many other things that you have to pay attention to when you're recording a video. Those are some of the things that I've been thinking about for the last month or so, and for a good reason. Because, for the record, it's the end of January right now, 2025. So I want to go ahead and say Happy New Year to everyone listening that I have not greeted yet this year. I have been under the radar just thinking about how things are going to go moving forward. I've still been doing some video posting on YouTube, so if you can't find me here, you can find me there. If you can't find me there, you can find me here. I want you to make sure that you're following me on both places, here and on YouTube at Kimberly underscore. And with that said, we're going to jump into today's conversation. Where there is no vision, the people will perish. I could not let January go past and not acknowledge that this is the birthday of the Manifest on Purpose show. I would like to say happy birthday, Manifest on Purpose. For the record, the official birthday for the Manifest on Purpose show is January the 14th, 2021. But this show started out as a vision of mine in 2020. What that vision was bringing a group of people together, a group of individuals that are like minded, who wanted to elevate their mindsets, who wanted to grow, and who wanted to manifest the life of their desires. I knew at that point that manifestation was more than something that you can just use to acquire the material things that you would like to have in your life. I knew that it was a mindset, and I wanted to teach others this as well. That's when I began thinking about starting the Manifest on Purpose show. And at first, the vision seemed just that. It just seemed like a vision to me. And it took me a while to kind of get started because I could tell that a lot of people didn't think I could do it. A lot of people didn't think that it was something that I would want to do. And it just didn't seem like the obvious choice or the obvious decision to make at the time. So I was torn between starting the Manifest on Purpose podcast because I was a new podcaster that was very much training myself, or to just let the vision go. And I went on like that for many, many months until it got to the end of 2020. And I began to think very hard about that vision and what would happen if I actually went through with it. And I'm glad that I did take that first leap of faith to go into it. A lot of times, people don't understand that all you are required to do is have that first leap of faith. And that is determined by your mindset. You know, if your mindset is a mindset of growth, then you feel like there's no challenge that you can't take on. And that's what that leap of faith is. It's telling you to move forward, even though all you can see is the big vision at the time. because when I first started thinking about the Manifest on Purpose show, I wasn't thinking about the little parts that it was going to take when I got started. I was thinking about my big vision coming into fruition. And I kept that vision in the forefront of my mind. Every time I would hear doubt, or every time something would make me feel doubtful about what I was doing, I would recall that vision and recall my why I wanted to do it. The reason why I wanted to do it is because I was passionate about helping other people. And it was that passion that helped me move forward. So I decided at close to the end of 2020, let's go ahead and go for it. That very first stage of having a vision was a critical stage in the development of the show. The reason why it was so critical is because by developing that vision, I was setting an intention. Now, let's talk about intentions just a little bit because a lot of people think that an intention is just a wish, it's just something that you want. To make an intention is to make a plan or aim to actually go for. It's becoming that thing that you want. So, in making that intention, it moved me forward to the next stage. So, I went ahead and set a date. I set this up for January. In fact, I went on and started setting it up at the end of 2020 and decided to go live with it in January. January came and I started making posts. From the beginning, those posts were horrible. Thinking about my big vision from the beginning, I kind of wondered how I was going to make it to that big vision. I listened back to some of those recordings now, and they were horrible. You could hear cars in the background. It was really, really rough in the beginning. I thought that it was going to be easy at first. I thought all I had to do was start posting and people would start listening. But I found out very quickly that that was not how it worked. In the very beginning, I kept checking my statistics, just thinking that people was going to start listening, but boy, was I wrong. That was disappointing in the beginning. Also, the fact that I didn't have any supporters. That was a disappointment in the beginning as well. However, my higher self reached me one day and said, "Stop looking at the statistics." And I was asking myself, what kind of information is that? And then I began to get the insight that this is the Manifest on Purpose show. No matter what area in your life you have that vision in, you need to make sure that you are using the principles that you know will work. So, guess what the Manifest on Purpose show had to do? The Manifest on Purpose show had to take a dose of its own medicine. The Manifest on Purpose show had to manifest on purpose. That was the beginning. I had to get in the mindset first and foremost that whatever I seek, whatever the vision is, I can acquire it. That's the mindset of growth. No matter what happens that may discourage me, no matter what one may say or not say, whether I think anybody is listening or not, all of those things manifest as a reality. So, what did I decide to do? I started to follow those same principles when it came to the show. And it just lets you know that you apply these same principles to every part of your life, no matter how small or how great that area in your life may be. This is what I started doing. Well, technically, I stopped watching the statistics. That was just a distraction for me. What I did instead was use the technique of creative visualization, and I began to visualize that I was speaking to an audience of millions of people, no matter how many could have been listening. I don't know if it was one listening or a million people listening. What I did was I began to act as if there were millions of people listening. This allowed me to continue to be consistent with the show. I was not discouraged. It made me release episodes every week because I felt like someone was there listening. And not only that, you probably notice in the beginning of every conversation that I have, I always say thank you. Thank you for all of the people who show up. Thank you for all of those you invite. And thank you for subscribing, as if it is happening, whether it is or not. I'm always grateful. And the results are showing because it is now 2025. So, the Manifest on Purpose show is 4 years old at this point. I'm so proud that the show has gotten this far, and it could not have done so without you. It could not have done so without me being motivated to continue no matter what happened in life. And most importantly, it could not have made it without that big vision in the beginning. Yeah, the Manifest on Purpose show is still growing, and for as long as it exists, it will be continuing to grow and change because that's how we should be. And as long as there are people that are willing and able to grow and transform their lives, I plan to be here. So, what about you? What is your big vision? I'm asking you this because I want you to take a moment to just think about those things that you have really wanted to do in some point in your life. And for some reason or another, you decided to lay that thing down. Maybe it's because you had to focus more on your career. Maybe you had to focus more on family. Maybe you had to focus on other things. You may also be one of those ones that had a big vision that a lot of people didn't understand. Remember, I told you that's what it was for the Manifest on Purpose show at first. A lot of people didn't understand. They didn't know what my rationale was when I began this podcast. Maybe you're in that same position. Maybe you laid down your big vision because somebody else told you it would not work. Or when you see other people doing it, you may have lost the confidence that you can do it yourself. No matter what it is, I'm asking you to dig deep down and find out what that thing is that caused you to lay your vision on the side, to lay it down. And I want you to ask yourself this very important question: how far would you have grown if you had decided not to put your vision down? How much more would you be doing now had you not allowed your vision to just fall off by the wayside? And as long as it's there, it won't manifest because nothing manifests until you see it first. This is a sign for you, especially if you answer any of those questions that I just asked, for you to re examine your vision. And this is a great time to do so because we're in, according to numerology, a 9 universal year. And a 9 year is the year of closure, and it's also a year of manifestation. So sometimes those visions that you lay off to the side may need to be over to the side. But this is the year for you to sort through those things that you've left behind so long ago and find out what's necessary and what can you get rid of. Those things that you would like to see in your reality, pick those things up. Reignite the fire. Get passionate about those things because this is the year that you can make those things come true. However, you have to make sure that if there's anything else that is not serving you, you let those things go because those may be the things that are anchoring your vision. Happy birthday, Manifest on Purpose. I am so proud of the 4 years that the Manifest on Purpose has been a show. I've truly enjoyed it and I truly appreciate everyone who has been a loyal supporter. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. But this could not have happened without a vision. I'm so grateful for vision because if I would have let the vision of the Manifesto on Purpose show fall on the wayside, there would probably be no Manifesto on Purpose show today. However, I stuck with my vision, and boy, am I glad that I did. I'm encouraging you today, first and foremost, if you don't have a vision yet, get a vision. And if you do have one, make sure that you don't lose sight of your vision. No vision, no growth. And where there is no vision, the people will perish. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.